Former mayor of New York City, Mayor Rudy Giuliani. It's good to have you today, sir. So,
good to
Mayor,
be with
after
you,
all the
Bianca.
violence, the protests, Mayor Frey is continuing the rhetoric that cities need to step up against ICE, continuing these comments here. Are you surprised he's taking this position, especially at a time when the immigration enforcement surge is ending in the state? And then did he win in Minnesota? Did he win in Minnesota now that they're withdrawing?
I don't know. I mean, I was shocked to realize that he's still the mayor. Last time I remember him, he was coward. He was engaged in the most cowardly act I can remember a mayor ever doing, giving up his police station, completely demoralizing his police department, and kind of adding a national spark to the devastation of 2020. I hold him particularly responsible for not only the burning of his own city, but what he created and the difficulties he created for the police in other cities. It was unheard of to give up a police station before that little coward did it. Now, for him to be, the two of them together, maybe he's teaching Mondami how to close police stations. He wants to defund the police. He just had 19 people die on him because he won't take them off the streets. I mean, the guy should be arrested. He's a danger to the lives of people in New York City. Mayors for 20 years before I was mayor and 22 years after I was mayor took people off the street if it was freezing, including some of the dumbest Democratic mayors you ever met, which puts him in one hell of a category.
Yeah. Well,
19
when we
dead?
talk about Mondami, he made headlines, I know, when he made headlines too this week, proposing a 2% tax hike on who? Wealthy New Yorkers. So many people are saying this is going to force people yet again to leave. He's not concerned apparently about that. You're in Florida. How would you have done this and been closing New York City's budget gap if you were running things and not Mondami right now?
Well, I've faced a much greater deficit than he's facing. I mean, he was lying about the deficit. You know that. I mean, he originally decided to ignore the tax receipts and said there was something like a $7 billion or $8 billion deficit theoretically so it could support his taxes. It actually turns out there's another $5 billion coming in from, of all places, Wall Street, because they had a great year last year. And as any mayor who is educated, which he isn't, and experienced, which he isn't, would have known, you can't decide what New York City is going to get, the revenues, until you know what Wall Street's going to do. It determines about 40 to 50% of the budget. So it's either his gross ignorance or his being a liar that produced that. But what I did was I lowered taxes more than any mayor in history. No mayor lowered taxes anywhere close to what I did. And I had surpluses after 2 or 3 years. City hadn't had a surplus in 30 years.
So, Mayor,
and by the time I left, the city was able to withstand 9/11. We thought we were going to have a big downfall with 9/11. It turned out we recovered in 2 months. So the 2% tax on rich people is pretty close to insane. He's not going to have any rich people left. I don't know who he's going to impose it on. They're all leaving.
Do you, because you love New York so much and how much you are part of what, the history is and what we saw you do there, I'm just going to ask you maybe yes or no. Have you thought about picking up the phone and seeing if he'll take some of your advice and policies since you were successful and you say he has zero experience doing any of this?
I wouldn't waste my time. He's a Marxist communist and a supporter of extreme Muslim terrorism. I'm more acutely aware of that than probably anybody because most people get unrealistic and euphemistic. The man is a danger to his people. He's already a few weeks in office. He's already had people die that under any other mayor in modern history would not have died, and I'm including some mayors that were considered the worst in the history of the city. So but they were not.
Well,
they were
I just
not
had to ask.
They were not communists and inhuman.
Yeah, well, you ran the city, and obviously a long other list of things you did in your very illustrious and impeccable career there. So, Mayor Giuliani, it's great to have you with us. Thank you so much for weighing in.
Thank you, Bianca.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.